Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slaying Hope, and I got another video for y'all. So I'm gonna play the clip, and I'm gonna come back with my commentary.
I posted about this. I don't know if it was on my Instagram, but 200 rappers died during COVID. 200. If there was 200 pop artists dead, everyone would be like, "Wait, what's going on? What do you mean? Demi Lovato's dead and Bieber's dead, and like all these people like, whoa, something's happening." If there was 200 artists in the country market, people would go, "Wait, something's happening. What do you mean, Miranda Lambert? And what happened to Blake Shelton? And what's going on?" 200 rappers, and no one's even talking about it. It's just another day at the office. And to me, that's weird. Something's wrong if no one's seeing that. But yet it has the biggest influence.
Crazy part is that we talk a lot of that's showing up in the music, right? With hip hop, especially in drill music and all that, and Chicago being the center of that. Last year there was about 800 homicides in Chicago. Just in 4th of July, there was 62 people shot in Chicago, and there was like a dozen murders on 4th of July.
So when people act like music isn't an internal part of someone, they're like, "Oh, it's just for entertainment. It's just entertainment factor." I go, yeah, but I can tell based on your actions of what you listen to. So if it's just entertainment, then how can I find the wiring in that and source it back to something?
Let me tell you something.
I think by just looking at that video right there, I think it amazes me how nobody is really talking about this, right? Like how nobody is really highlighting how 200 rappers died during COVID. And you know what's crazy and ironic? That I remember having a conversation with somebody. I didn't really know this was documented, right? And I was just throwing it around, and I was just like around 2020 or around 2021, I was like, damn, it seemed like the most rappers died this year or something like that. And I remember saying that like that because it was just like every other week you was hearing of a rapper dying, right? And you know, I remember just throwing that around. So for these people to have that kind of like documented and following through with it, it kind of like shows, man, how like we just don't really, and a lot of times the people in the black community, we are desensitized to these things. How many of these DJs are out here instigating beefs that has caused the lives of rappers, right? How many, whether YouTubers, media reporters or analysts or whatever we want to call them, sit here and instigate beefs, right? And then it's like, because we don't care, bro. Like, that's why nobody's really talking about it. Nobody cares. It's like, oh, niggas die every day. That be the rhetoric, you know? Or people make a video or what you should have did, or how you should have never been lacking, or how you should have had security, or whatever. They make a whole bunch of talks about what you should have, could have, would have, whatever. But we don't highlight that the death aspect. The aspect of why is it so easy for you to kill somebody? You know what I'm saying? Like, we not highlighting the, it takes a lot for you as a person to just find that somebody else's life don't matter, man. It's something really going on up there, right? And I think we don't dwell on that. We just dwell on like, oh, you should have just had security. You should have just had this. But we're not dwelling on like why these people are growing up with this mentality. Like, what makes it okay? I remember there used to be a point of time where, and before I even get into my next, I want to show you another video. And then he mentioned in the end how it's just not entertainment. Like, people love to say it's just entertainment, it's just music, but it's not. It's deeper than that, because people are losing their lives behind this type of stuff. Music, they're losing their lives behind somebody just mentioning somebody in a song. It's crazy. Stuff like that never used to be. It used to be unheard of. Like, even in the rap feuds of the past, like, yeah, there used to be fights. Things used to happen. But it's not like today. You mention somebody in the song in the drill scene today. And there's pride, especially in that Chicago drill scene area. I mean, you know what I'm saying. They even said it in the video, right? They mentioned Chicago for a reason. They probably have the most dead rappers, right? Just because you mention somebody's name in a song. Which is crazy. It's crazy, like, the times that we are living in. And it's not just music, man. Because when people are sad, they listen to sad songs. When people got a heartbreak, they listen to heartbreaking music. When people want to get in the mood to go do something with somebody, they play that crazy music. Listen, I used to listen to 50 Cent when I was growing up. And I feel like 50 Cent gave me my gangster, man. Like he just was talking about some real shit. Everybody looked up to 50 Cent. You know, he had a crazy story. He got shot 9 times and lived. And then he was talking that gangster shit, right? So people kind of like liked his story. But even back then, right, which brings me to another point. When 50 Cent got shot, Columbia Records dropped 50 Cent. They didn't want to deal with him no more. They didn't want to fuck with him. So this is some of the things that was going on in the music industry back then. If you was a hot rapper, like hothead, like if you was into legal issues, into problems, you had street beefs or certain stuff like that, a lot of labels did not even want to mess with you back then, right? But nowadays, which brings me into my next video about life insurance policy that they're putting on rappers, right? Now it's lucrative to get these rappers. So I'm gonna play this next video and then I'm gonna come back.
You know, and that's when I realized, you know, too much beefing, and we was beefing for real. Like people was like dying, and this and that, and it was just like it was blocking a lot of money. People don't want to touch you. You know what I'm saying? You know, your rap friends, somebody gets shot, your rap friends stop picking up, the label stop picking up. Nah, it gets crazy. You know what I'm saying? It gets crazy. But now it's even crazier because
Really?
they getting life insurance on artists. At least back then we didn't have that.
Somebody told me that shit.
Yeah.
Is a label signing an artist in good faith if you're taking a life insurance out on them?
No, you praying on his death. You praying on making millions on his death.
Or are they being realistic though?
Both. They're being realistic, and they, you know, you're supposed to have life. You know what I'm saying? Life insurance anyway. But when the label does it, if you don't have one, that's crazy.
So French Montana came out, like y'all seen in the video, and he talked about how they're placing life insurance policies on these rappers, right? And my last point before I play the video was talking about how there was a point in hip hop where if you had certain street ties, if you was connected to like, you know, that kind of like street life, labels did not want to put no money behind you because they didn't want that type of heat. But nowadays these labels don't care. And then it might pose you to ask the question why they don't care. So now French Montana brings up this topic about they're putting life insurance policies on these rappers. And it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Which you should probably have already, like he mentioned, right? But if you don't have it, and the labels are the ones that are putting it on you, and they're doing it, if it's not your family doing it, and they are doing it for you, they're benefiting from your death. They getting paid off your death. Not only are they getting paid off your music and whatever music you put out. Like you see Pop Smoke since his death, they've been playing around like every other week. They coming out, not every other week, but you get what I'm saying. They constantly coming out with music from this dude, right? Like it's like that rappers is the thing now. Not only do they control your music and when they put it out and how they put it out, they also have life insurance policies on their rappers. So they profiting from your death. This is why they don't really care, and they will sign you. I even want to push it a step further, and this is my theory. I feel like record labels or whoever the managers be or whoever these people be behind the scenes, I think they even, because there's this saying that there's no such thing as bad publicity. So I feel like sometimes when these rappers get to a point in their life when their career dies down, I think sometimes, and it sounds crazy, but sometimes you notice how rappers' careers be dying down, and then they will get a gun charge. You know, they will get some type of legal issues. They will get in some type of media attention or some media dispute, or some beef will start out. They'll get into a beef with another artist, or they'll get into a fight, or they'll get into a shootout, or they'll get into something. Notice how, and I want y'all to pay attention to that. Notice how there's a lot of scenarios in which artists might be on the decline and then they'll do something crazy or outrageous or get locked up or get into something, right? And then now all of a sudden they're the topic of conversation. Now all of a sudden they're back, you know, people are paying attention to them again. I think that has something to do with the industry, man. I think all of this shit is connected. The death of the rappers, the vibrations that the music is sending out to people, and it's having them do certain things. I think like the whole scandals in the hip hop industry, the life insurance policies, and them making money of black death, of rap artists' deaths. I think all of this shit is connected. Now, you might say I'm reaching, but I definitely be paying attention to certain artists and certain things, and it always seems like when they're on the decline, some crazy shit happens in their life. But we just gotta be, it's sad, man. It's sad that, like, these people are profiting. We don't really own this stuff like we used to. We don't really have a lot of control, and these people are getting rich whether you're dead or alive. Some way, somehow, they're getting rich of these artists, dead or alive. When you're alive, they giving you these crazy contracts. They slaving you, right? Because you basically a slave. They're lending you money, and then you got to pay that back. A lot of people is getting into crazy contracts, crazy deals. And then if you don't even live, and then they probably don't even have, they don't expect you to live long, especially if you're a gangster rapper or you're a drill rapper. They don't even expect you to live long. So if anything, some of them dudes don't even end up living up to the contract that they get. So they probably get more money from you dying than from you fulfilling your contract, which is crazy, man. But let me know what y'all thoughts are on the comment section. RP PNB, you know, he's one of like the latest artists to kind of like fall to this whole crazy industry, right? But let me know what y'all thoughts are in the comment section, and make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share if you like my content. Peace.